Good evening, Tallahassee. This is studio meteorologist Evan O'Regan with this Tuesday edition of FSU Weather. Let's get started. So we have that sunshine over Doak Campbell Stadium. It's kind of peeking through the clouds now. Last check, we were kind of obscured by those clouds. Still sitting at 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies with that southeasterly breeze at 16 miles an hour. So that's a little gusty out there, so you want to hold on to your hats outside. But we are cooler up to the north in southern Georgia. Thomasville sitting at 70 right now. That's our cool spot where that rain has moved through. Still sitting in the upper 80s in Tallahassee and mid 80s, maybe even 91 at Sumatra right now. But where that rain has moved through, and with plenty of lightning with these storms as well, that's where we have those cooler temperatures. But thankfully, Tallahassee has stayed dry for the most part today. But for those headlines tonight, those storm chances remain until the weekend in Tallahassee, so things will brighten up for Saturday and Sunday. We're tracking active severe weather in Texas, where all modes of severe weather are possible, so we'll check in there. And we have a May chill coming up. How far below average temperatures could go? We could have temperatures 10 to 20 degrees below average, so stay tuned. All that and more on FSU Weather.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Brandon Lashberg here with you. Looking at Doak Campbell Stadium, we see some clouds hanging over with that sunshine behind those higher cirrus clouds. Current temperature right now is 86 degrees, not mostly cloudy. Winds are picked up a little bit, southeasterly winds at 16 miles an hour. And here is our radar. Rain over much of the southeast today, pushing in from the Gulf of Mexico up north and zooming into the Tallahassee region, Big Bend area. We see these storms popping up over I-10 and moving northward. A lot of these associated with lightning, and some isolated severe storms are possible as well. Our high today was, I think, it's not showing up right there right now, but it was around the mid-90s. Sadly, close to that record of 100 degrees. That is crazy hot. But as we head into right now, we see temperature is a little bit lower where that rain has fallen. Again, that rain-cooled atmosphere. 77 in Monticello, and 88 a little bit warmer in Tallahassee, and warmer as you go a little bit more toward the coast, 91 in Sumatra. And we see our heat index. It is very hot right now. I mean, 103 in Crawfordville, 101 in Sumatra. I mean, those are just off-the-charts numbers almost. I mean, it's pretty hot. And we have dew points, bringing in that moisture as well, so it's hot and muggy. 69 in Tallahassee, 68 in Thomasville, and a little bit more down by the coast of 76 in Apalachicola. Looking at our wind speeds right now, we can see the outflow boundaries a little bit from the thunderstorms. We have the northerly winds right here, but mostly southerly flow coming from the Gulf of Mexico at 15 Apalachicola and 16 in Tallahassee. As we go into the next day, we see storms will taper off and die off into the overnight hours. Clouds will roll in, and another batch of storms will come in to tomorrow and to tomorrow evening. They will move through the Apalachicola area into Tallahassee and propagate northward, same as today. And for the overnight hours, we see Tallahassee 71, mild temperatures, around the low 70s into the mid 70s. And as we head into tomorrow, we see, some cooler temperatures a little bit, not cooler, but cooler than over here due to that rain. Some more rain and thunderstorms into tomorrow. For dog walk, I would go into the morning, 71 at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 75, and before that rain comes, we should go in the morning. And looking to the week ahead, we see storm chances will continue throughout the week to Friday. Although Saturday, a nice high-pressure ridge will come into the area, leaving some nice clearer temperatures, clear skies, a little bit less rain, and into Monday, a little bit picking up the storm chances as you go into Monday, Memorial Day, and to Tuesday. Now I'll go ahead and pass it off to Evan with a look at the National.
That's right. Thanks, Brandon. So we have storms going on here in Tallahassee, but it looks pretty quiet elsewhere along the country, with the exception of Dallas and much of Texas right now. We're dealing with that severe weather, but pretty comfortable temperatures. Look at that, middle to upper 60s across the northern tier of the country. The Northeast is beautiful today, 60s, and only in the middle 50s for Boston. So that's really comfortable right there. A little flashback to early spring, and we're nice and comfy, of course, in the west. Phoenix sitting in the 90s today, and we also have San Francisco sitting at 80 right now. So a quick look at that surface map. We have that severe thunderstorm watch going until 10 o'clock local time in Texas right now, with active tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings. Well, I'll get to that in a second here, but with those string of low pressure systems, we have a couple high pressures up in the northeast and also down in the southeast as well, sitting offshore, with our next storm system behind me there in the northwest, moving its way onshore. But the big story today is that severe weather threat that we have in Dallas, Texas, and throughout much of central Texas today, that enhanced threat, level 3 out of 5, where our own student meteorologist Robert Zott is today, just to the north of Dallas in his hometown. This is right around where Robert is right now, just to the northern side of Dallas right now. Those storms are starting to build in Dallas right now, so there's a little bit of clouds right now. Those storms haven't gotten just there yet, but they will soon. As we can take a look at this satellite and radar right now, that yellow outlined area is that severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 10 o'clock Central Time. But we do have some active warnings going on right now. So we'll zoom into Dallas right now. We have a severe thunderstorm warning just on the northern fringe of this radar picture right now, right there, just to the northeast of Dallas, and down towards the southwest of Dallas. We actually have an active tornado warning right there, just to the east of San Angelo. We'll give another look at that right now. There it is right now, that storm just ahead of the rest of this batch of lightning and thunder right now. We also have an active flash flood warning for the city of San Angelo, so make sure you're not driving through any of those flood waters right now. And also behind we have another batch of severe storms. This one did have a tornado warning on it just to the west of I-20 right now. That's well south of Lubbock, so Lubbock does not have anything to worry about. Those storms are, it looks like, just passing through Lubbock right now. But keep an eye on those storms tonight. Make sure you have a way of getting those warnings tonight, because that threat persists into the overnight hours after dark. So we want to make sure we keep those, a way of getting those alerts to you. For tomorrow, it looks like that threat slides more towards the east and is more widespread. Places like Chicago, St. Louis, Atlanta, Houston, and New Orleans getting in that threat tomorrow. And then on Thursday, more towards the east, including Atlanta on Thursday. So that drought monitor, again, dealing with that exceptional drought here in Texas, so that rainfall will help them, but too much of it at one time is a bad thing. So we do have active flood watches here in Texas and also Oklahoma because of that rainfall. And we have that fire threat still in New Mexico. But we also still have a few winter storm alerts to talk about. We have winter weather advisories here just to the west of Denver and Pueblo right now. That's going into tomorrow. So that 24-hour snowfall forecast, again, looks like we could pick up additional, maybe just around 3 to 5 inches max over the next 24 hours. So still want to keep those snow shovels in hand in those higher elevations, so even as we go into late May. But we still have this big chill to talk about. Places like Kansas City, Minneapolis, Dallas. Remember when we were in the 90s last week? Well, Dallas will be sitting in the 70s for highs tomorrow. I'll show you that in a second here, but much of the center of the country that was dealing with those above average temperatures last week will be dealing with much cooler temperatures going into this week. So places like Denver, Billings, Minneapolis sitting in the middle to upper 40s tonight, so much colder than we were last week. And maybe even some isolated 30s in there, so we'll have to watch that too. But again, 65 for Kansas City, only 52 for Minneapolis, and 71 for Dallas-Fort Worth. Remember we were touching 100 degrees last week, so much, much cooler than we were last week. But now, Brandon's going to give us a look a little bit closer to home at the southeast.
Yes, that's right. We're going to look at the southeast. We can see nice conditions mostly overall. I mean, we got some just cumulus clouds and some blue skies. 92 in Tampa, and then a little bit cooler over in Charlotte, where we have more of a cloud cover, a little bit more overcast over there. And we see right now these temperatures, again, they are around the, we do have a nice little temperature gradient. We have 77 in Nashville, and getting warmer as you go south over to 90 in Tampa. And also, it's muggy across the southeast. I mean, we have temperatures, dew point temperatures around the 70s and upper 60s in much of the area. And that is, here's that southerly flow bringing in that moisture from the Bermuda High we have over here off the coast of Georgia and Southern Carolina, bringing in those muggy conditions. And temperatures looking, not temperatures, wind, excuse me, at 16 Tallahassee, so pretty nice wind speeds there. And looking at the satellite, we have rain covering much of the area. We do see a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings as we head into the alerts. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning. We have a small craft advisory over the coast, again, with those stronger winds, and a couple flood watches over here, over here. And we also, there we go, the drought. This rain will help the drought a little bit. We have the severe drought over the coast over here, and it gets much worse the further west you go on. And for the next 3 days, the hotspots for the rainfall will be the Gulf Coast, Panhandle of Florida. We see up into Louisiana, up into Mississippi, and also for Mobile, Alabama, where a lot of that rain is going to be coming as well into the next couple 5 days. We have rain chances pretty high over Wednesday and Thursday, about 80% to 100% of chance of rain. And then those will drop off pretty sharply into Friday and into the weekend. Nice clear conditions with lower rain chances and middle 80 for your temperature. And into the overnight hours, we see temperatures keeping around 70 in Tallahassee, 77 in Tampa, and a little bit cooler, 68 over in Nashville. And over into tomorrow, we see the storms will die down as you go into the overnight hours. They'll pick up again tomorrow evening. So temperatures we see 81 in Tallahassee, also 81 in Atlanta, warmer as you go into Florida at 92, and a little bit cooler, 75 over in Shreveport. Now I'll go ahead and pass it off to Evan.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. So we're going to take a quick look at that lifestyle forecast. So looks like nice pictures here on our screens right now. Panama City, that sun is shining bright there. It looks like a white blob right there. That sun is shining bright right now. Looks pretty nice over Lake Bradford. All those we do have those thunderstorms around. Same thing for the Sportsplex, but St. George Island, as always, looks beautiful right now. And speaking of beautiful, how about that night in Tallahassee tonight? We have mid to low 70s going out throughout the evening, so that those clouds will keep those temperatures nice and mild and comfortable. Although it might be humid out, those temperatures will be staying nice and mild for if you want to go out tonight. But if we transition over to sports, we have the women's golf going on tomorrow, the NCAA Championship at Greyhawk Golf Course in Scottsdale, Arizona, and they are going to be hot tomorrow. I wasn't able to find when the actual match starts, but throughout much of the day, maybe even going above 100 degrees tomorrow. The good news is that we don't have the humidity there, but 101 is nothing really to mess around with. And speaking of nothing to mess around with, how about those storms tomorrow in Champaign, Illinois, where the women's tennis team is in the NCAA doubles and singles championship tomorrow afternoon. So we want to make sure that if we're attending that, we want to make sure that we take our rain jackets and umbrellas out tomorrow, because those rain showers and thunderstorms will be around tomorrow in Illinois. And similar story in Tallahassee for the Res tomorrow. We are cloudy to start off the day, but that afternoon storm threat does increase throughout the afternoon hours tomorrow, hitting 81, so below our average of 88, with that southeasterly breeze at 5 to 10. So that's still pumping in that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. And speaking of the Gulf of Mexico, if you're heading out to Panama City Beach tomorrow, not the greatest beach day. 79 for our air temperature, so chilly there. The water temperature is still nice and warm, but we do have that storm threat and a high rip current risk. We want to make sure that we're taking precautions there. And throughout the school week, those rain chances increase as we go towards the weekend. So Friday, if you're traveling, as I will be this weekend for Memorial Day weekend, want to make sure we're taking note of those storms. I'm going to pass it off to Brandon with one last look locally.
Yes, we're going to look at locally one more time. Here is Doak Campbell Stadium. Clouds are still kind of, as we see over the west, and a little bit more darker over to northwest where those storms are, pushing ahead. 86 degrees still right now, mostly cloudy. Wind hasn't really changed too much. And our current temperature, as we see again, where those showers and storms have been, a little bit warmer, cool conditions, 77 in Monticello, 70 in Thomasville, and a little bit warmer by the coast. And these dew points, they're pretty up there, 75 in Quincy, 70 in Monticello. So they're pretty warm, keeping us nice and muggy over the area. And as we go into the next day, we see, again, those showers and storms will die off a little bit into the overnight hours, and they will get a push back into the area and move northward as the day progresses on. And tonight over here in Tallahassee, it's going to be 70 degrees out, so nice mild, partly, mostly cloudy skies. That rain will, pass out and move out of the region, so it might be a pretty good night to go out on the town and go out, have some nice dinner. And winds will be around 5-10 miles per hour. And as we go through the next week, we have showers and storms on the Thursday and Friday, and they will clear up by Saturday and Sunday. And if you like us, you can follow us on Twitter at FSU, and also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU. And also you can watch us live on YouTube at youtube.com/FSU, and as well as follow us on Instagram at FSU. Here's one last look at Doak Campbell Stadium. Brandon Lashbrook, I'm signing off. Have a good night.